All right, man, 97.9 WJLB, the D's of Pop and R&B Big Dog Blast. Charity is in the building. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you so much for having me.
And you got this new single, this Cruel single that's been making a lot of noise.
Yeah.
To the point that even on the West Coast, the Dog Father on the West Coast got wind of it.
Snoop Dogg himself. Couldn't believe it.
Hey, was you really that emotional? I saw it on your Instagram page.
I was. So I recorded the reaction video the next morning, but I was still genuinely like in disbelief to the point that I wanted to cry that this song that I had pushed really all year long made it to Snoop Dogg. Like, this is not your everyday celebrity. This is like a generational talent.
That's right.
I was blown away. And I was in a season where I felt like, what am I doing next? Like, how do I keep my momentum going? And then all of a sudden, Snoop Dogg is smoking to my song.
Smoking it up to your joint.
Yeah.
Smoking to your joint.
No pun intended, right?
Right. So how you think that it, you got a huge following and everything. And, Snoop, anytime he sees something, he posts a couple people from Detroit. And that's huge for us to even see that.
Yes.
So I know, what day did this happen?
This happened on October 30th.
Okay.
And
what's that? Is that Angel's Day?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So that works. We like that.
Yeah.
I think he discovered it from listening to Sirius XM radio.
Okay.
They were showing it some love.
Okay.
And he said that that's one of his favorite stations. He makes sure that they're playing his artists. And he
Okay.
kept hearing Cruel
Okay.
and was like, I like this song.
Okay.
Shazammed it, finally caught it, and went straight live to Instagram.
How long you been out here doing your thing?
Man, I've been making music since I was 16. So honestly, like about half my life,
Okay.
I've been pursuing a career in music. But this year in particular, I really went after it with my whole heart and all my energy. And it's been paying off, I would say.
What brought you to, like you saying, this year you really went hard? What made you say, you know what, I got to really do it right now? What inspires you to do it?
I think when you know you have something special, you want to make sure that at the end of the day, you can look at your life and be proud of it. And I wasn't quite there.
Okay.
I knew that I was in my own way when it came to actually putting my music out, putting myself out there, using social media to my advantage. So I'm like, you know what, Charity? All of the excuses that you make, all of the perfectionism that keeps you from being consistent, you can't operate in that space no more.
That's what's up.
So it's been a really freeing year for me. I've grown my audience in a really cool way, and like I'm able to be here today having conversations like this because I think I got out of my own way.
Well, there's been a lot of people that's been speaking to you, letting me know about you. It was crazy. BJ had came to me and told me about you. Then right after that, my program director spoke. I was like, yo, I just heard about this girl.
Shout
so I
out
was
to
like,
Sharon.
let's bring her in then. Let's get it. And then I was like, Snoop had got on her joint. Reposted her music, and now he's supposed to be doing the remix.
Yeah.
So
he
when
jumped
is that
on the
drop?
remix. That's coming out on Cyber Monday,
Okay.
December 2nd. It's my first Monday drop. We normally do Fridays, but since everybody's on the internet on Mondays anyway, we're going to get it out there before the end of the year. Yeah.
So when you heard his verse, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
What was it like when you heard that verse from Snoop Dogg?
It was affirming, right? Like, I actually had this moment where BJ, like, he didn't force me. He gently forced me to let him play it at a Remy event that we did together. And it was actually in that moment that it all hit me. So I had this, like, crying in the club moment because
That's why you didn't want to play. You didn't want to cry in the club.
Maybe that was why, because I cried. But, like, to hear Snoop Dogg on your song. This is a loop that I picked off a splice randomly one night that I'm writing. And it makes it so far as to Snoop having a verse at the beginning of it. He says my name on it. He mentions Detroit like twice in two different ways. So it just felt affirming, like you are an artist and you make great music. So much so that this thing exists now.
There's no telling how far this is going to take you. Man.
Yeah.
There's no, and I'm happy for you. I like to hear stuff like that.
Thank you.
You got an event coming up.
I do.
Let's talk about that.
So Thursday, December 5th at L Club in Detroit, I'm producing and headlining my own show. Very full band. Going to cover not the whole catalog, but a lot of it from some of the first music that I put out to the new stuff and unreleased stuff as well. I think I really shine on stage.
Yeah.
If you like my music, you really got to come see me live. It's a very intimate, spiritual experience. So
Okay.
we're working hard trying to sell that out too.
Okay. I was going to ask you, like, what experience that you give your audience at your show? Like?
It's communal. Like, it's a community experience in that, yes, I'm singing, but I'm going to teach the crowd like a 2-part harmony so they can sing with me.
Okay.
I create moments that are healing, that feel like an altar call,
That's sweet.
I think vulnerability is really at the core of how I write. And so I think people can come to my show and really feel like they can have a release and leave lighter,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope. That is so dope. Charity's in the building, man. She got a lot of things popping. This is her year. 2025 is about to be your year.
Oh, yeah.
It's already starting.
Yes, it has.
Who are some of the people when you was coming up singing? Who inspired you to really sing and like that you? I wouldn't say mock, but that you saw. You said, "Yo, I like this right here."
Yeah, I mean, this is cliche because this is Detroit, but it's real. I'm really inspired by Motown.
Okay.
I'm really inspired by the musicality of how they were approaching production with live instrumentation, the songwriting of Smokey Robinson, how it's profound, but it's also very simple and universal. And then Stevie Wonder eventually comes to Motown and like sets the whole thing on fire as I think one of the greatest artists to ever live. So I think Stevie Wonder is like my holy grail.
Okay.
But I really am trying to create from the legacy of what Motown created here in Detroit. Yeah.
Definitely sounds good. That's probably why Snoop jumped on it because you know his type of music. You know what I mean? So for him to be grabbing and be blowing to it, you know what I mean?
It was a vibe.
Yeah, it's a vibe. That's what it is. It's just a whole vibe.
Yep.
That's what's Charity's in here, man. We got the new single, "Cruel," and the remix with the Dogfather, Snoop Doggy Dogg. It gets no better than that. Much success to you. I am telling you, keep doing your thing, and the door is always open over here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Any shout-outs before we get out of here?
Shout out DJ BJ for all the support that he has given my career. Make sure y'all go check out Pizza Cat Ann Arbor and Pizza Cat Oak Park. Mark Byers.
Pizza Cat is the finest.
Oh my goodness. If you want some incredible pizza, if you haven't already, you got to do that. And just the whole city of Detroit for supporting me and getting behind me in the way that they have. I'm deeply grateful. I'm doing this for my city. So, yeah.
Yeah, you on your way. Big Dog Blast Charity. Look out for that single, man. I'm going to pop it off today, too, in that free ride at 5. That's how we're going to do that. We got it clean, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Spotless. Spotless.
All right, we out this thing. All right.